Good, bad, everything in between. At the end of the day, I got to see the Hall of Justice in use in a live-action series. This was awesome! Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing the 7th episode of Legends of Tomorrow, and the 4th night of this crossover. If you missed Supergirl, you didn't miss much. If you missed Flash, you missed most of the setup for what was going on, and if you missed Arrow, you missed a little bit of the setup of what was going on. Pacing has been a beast, and at the end of the day, there's a lot of nits I'm going to pick. But oh man, was this crossover awesome. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. So since the show just ended and I'm just doing this off the cuff, I'm going to do a follow-up probably over the weekend, maybe on Monday, to just see how I liked the whole crossover. But let's focus on this episode. We had some very tight storytelling. We had some of the best uses of time travel I've seen in this series yet. And you know what? Overall, we got to use a lot of characters, although there's still a few missing. The fact that we had to kind of firestorm Supergirl. Oh, yeah, we don't want your backup because we know there's going to be a fight sequence that would be over in like 0.3 seconds. I guess I can't be too mad. They kind of firestormed Flash in that fight too, because why was anyone else needed? Why wasn't super speed, everyone down? I don't know. That's one of the problems Legends has on a regular basis, though. Let's talk about missing characters for a second, though, entirely. Where was Team Arrow? Ragman should have been part of the assault team, and Curtis. Oh my god, Mr. Terrific is the science guy of that show. Why, when they needed help with science, was he not there? Alright, so Ray was busy doing things because he was the Atom, and so we left Stein alone. But couldn't Terrific have filled in there? I mean, seeing him at Star Labs would have been so much better. Now, I understand there are limits. Special effects budgets, actor availability, shooting schedules. But when it comes right down to it, those are the same sorts of problems that every show has. And Legends is famous for not being able to write ensembles well. And having to firestorm people. But this episode was still full of several heart-wrenching moments, several well uses of powers, and of course, some badass battle sequences. They obviously went all out here. Between the battle sequence at the end, this is a job for Supergirl, Supergirl and the Flash, the time travel part where they actually went back and changed history in such a way that may have caused the invasion, but also gave them the intel they needed to stop it. Tell me now, was there anyone that didn't see that 1951 trip? And I have to say, 1951 is a pretty funny year. Kind of like Area 51. The overall episode, I'd say, was good. This is probably the best paced of all of the episodes so far in this. So, 2 thumbs up to the Legends writer. And again, I really liked the overall story, even though I've been giving it a kind of hard time. I want to talk about the Dominator specifically for a second, though. They claim to be here because of Barry Allen. They claim to be here because of the Flashpoint. But at the end of the day, honestly, even if they got Barry, I think they would have tried to detonate those gene bombs. The idea of metahumans was just too big of a threat to them. And I'm hoping that they're going to be revisiting this at some point in the future. What do you guys think, though? Do you think the Dominator should be done and over with now, or do you think they should come back? Also, do you like the idea of the gene bomb just being deactivated? Because in the comics, they couldn't stop it from blowing up, but they were able to reverse the polarity, that old sci-fi gem, and in doing so created a boom that created a bunch of more metahumans. And that's what I was kind of hoping for, a revitalization of the shows, all 4 of them, with new metahumans being introduced. Well, at least 3 of them, because I guess Supergirl's Earth wouldn't be affected. Although I did like the giving of the communicator to her so that she can call for help or something else later. In fact, I hope this is a yearly occurrence. They used to have a ongoing thing back before Crisis on Infinite Earths where they would have Crisis on Earth X, Crisis on Earth 1, Crisis on Earth 2, and in all of those they were crossovers that were limited in scope, but were pretty cool times. We got to see the Justice Society and the Justice League work together. In this case, it would be the Legends and Team Supergirl, or maybe the Legends and Team Arrow. Whatever. Well, for right now, I'm going to give this 2 thumbs up for the crossover, but I want to talk about individual Legends stuff now. So Professor Time changed history and now has a daughter. I think that's a rather interesting way to go with it. I especially like the fact that somehow don't neglect your wife turned into go home and schnog your wife. That's kind of funny, okay? And the fact that Jax pretty much called him on that being exactly what happened is hysterical. Moving on to Rey, the rebuilding of the Atom suit was kind of out of nowhere, and yeah, I know they got the pieces to do it last week, but there was like no time spent doing it. It was just poofta, here we go. And I did like the Easter egg where he said that Kara looked like his cousin, because, well, you know, Brandon Roth played Superman once. As usual, the guy writing Heatwave's dialogue is spot on with hysterical commentary, from hitting on Supergirl, hey skirt, call me, to saying that the president was hot, although I will admit the fact that Sarah was like, yeah, she's hot, was kind of a funny little thing too, to the fact that, oh, I'm not going to kill him, I'm just going to rough him up a little. Then he goes to light him on fire, and hey, we can't just leave him to die. Why not? He would to us. And of course, hey, I don't like you, but you're part of the team, and that means something to me now. Overall, this episode was a good Legends episode, notwithstanding any of the part of the crossover. Out of all the episodes, I still think this one's the strongest. Now, I have to say that next week looks like the full Legion of Doom is finally going to be put together, or at least one more part of it, so I can hardly wait. What do you guys think about that? Next week, I'm going to be away when the episode's on, so my video on it may not go up on time or might be curtailed a little bit, depending on what I can do for travel resources. In the meantime, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and help me build a community so that we can talk about all the geeky stuff that we like and storytelling in general. In the meantime, I hope you all have a good night and enjoyed this walk through the heart of the stories we tell.